Hello, my name is Axel, and I'm thrilled to bring to you my first video on YouTube, which is on anti-fantasy. Anti-fantasy is a fantastic sort of alter ego of Fantasy Premier League, and I'm actually absolutely thrilled about it. We'll jump straight into it. But let me tell you, this is not for everybody. So, what is anti-fantasy all about, and why anti-fantasy? I think it's a very unique and fun concept. If you are of the creative bent, and if you have a sort of inner urge to be rebellious, I think this is all for you. And you remember, FPL is very crowded now, over 9 million players. So no matter how well you do, I don't think you're gonna do as badly in anti-fantasy, because it's a very niche community. It's last year only 150 people played, and so you can almost surely score better and rank better rather in anti-fantasy than fantasy Premier League. So you have an incentive if you are of the creative type, and if you want to do something different from your regular FPL friend, then why not choose anti-fantasy? And we'll jump straight into it. What's anti-fantasy all about? So as I said, uh, it's the alter ego of Fantasy Premier League. So the goal really is to score as few points as possible, basically. And you can't have non-playing players, and you can't take hits just to reduce your points. Hits are scored in the reverse direction. And remember, non-playing players are penalized heavily. Non-playing captains are penalized even more heavily. And you have to make use of all your chips by game week 38. So there's plenty of penalties. So you've got to watch out. The community is run in a very regimented way. There are certain rules to go by it. It's tough administration, so you got to give people, you got to give credit to the people who run it, but at the same time, you got to take note of the rules, and I think you will enjoy it once we get to it. But why don't you sign up? I mean, there's hardly any days. I think the time of recording, just 2 days left for the regular FPL deadline. That's the same as Annie Fantasy. So please sign up. Don't sign up with the main team, with the main FPL team. That's, I think, a clear message to go out. Don't get confused with Annie Fantasy and Fantasy. Fantasy Premier League, yes, the login is the same, but make it different from your regular fantasy. And the league code is right there on the screen with you. The deadline is same as FPL, which is Friday, 6:30 British time. And don't sign up with the main team again. So the league rules are very simple. It's still free to play. And remember, no regular fantasy teams, don't have inactive teams, and don't regularly break the various rules. If you do any of these, as if you're either playing with your regular fantasy team, if you're inactive, or if you're regularly breaking the rules, you will be thrown out of the league. So keep that in mind. Also, scoring. Let's get to it. This is, I think, the key. Your hits are going to be +4, not -4, but +4. So it's going to be in the reverse direction. Inactive players are going to be penalized with 9 points. There's a special penalty here for bank balance. If your bank balance is more than 3 million, you're going to get penalized as that, and heavily. Every week, your bank balance is more than 3, you're going to get penalized by 25 points. So that's big. Your captain or vice captain, if he fails to play, it's another 15 points penalty that week. So you have to be careful. And your chips have to be utilized all fully, completely by game week 38. Otherwise, that's another 25 penalty. Remember, a special case to be made here for the bench boost. The bench boost continues to be a very irritating chip to play, even in anti-fantasy. And basically, not just 11, but all 15 players have to play. So the inactive play penalty still applies to the bench boost to all the 15 players. So you have to get everyone playing. So that's, again, a little bit of an irritant for you. Just like in fantasy, you have to have them playing in anti-fantasy. And if you get them non-playing, you get penalized pretty heavily with the inactive player penalty. And just to sort of tease you a little bit, we won't get into the details as to how to select players in anti-fantasy yet. I think we'll leave that for another video. But look at this. So this is the ineffective 11 of last season. The players from last season. You've got Norwich players there, for example. And players like Canos, Amarty, Lorente, Perrault, McNeil, Pogba. These were some of the prime picks from the anti-fantasy perspective, where these guys played their minutes, fair share of minutes, but didn't do so well. Pogba obviously had quite a run when he was scoring very well, and probably made it into some fantasy teams. But this is really what it's all about, to find players who play regularly but don't score very well. Maybe Ben Foster, he was in a lot of fantasy teams, but he didn't really end up doing that well. But and he played consistently. That's very important as well. So well, what you're waiting for, sign up. The league code is right there. I said don't sign up with the main team. The FPL deadline still is the same for the Annie Fantasy deadline. And remember, join up on Discord. The Annie Fantasy group is really run by a Reddit thread. I think then you can find that out. Just Google that out. But really join up on the Discord on this link, and you will get to see more details. As I said, I've already shared the rules with you, so you know what they are. So what are you waiting for? Sign up. More videos will follow, and I'm sure from the perspective of maybe piquing your interest, I've done my best, but really more content would follow. I will try and showcase some of the guys who have contributed greatly to this league. And I just wanted to show you one more thing. Shout out to these guys: Liesos, Hoodie FX, 14, Savage, Elfin Priest, Joey from Linton, and Lane. These guys are active contributors, and some of them are pretty much the founders of Annie Fantasy. I think it's been around for about 7 or 8 years. So great work, these guys, and maybe you should get involved on the Discord group and check out for more content there, and definitely check out for more content on this particular channel. We'll be keeping in touch with you. I hope you can like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back for more. See you soon. Bye bye.